I guess the question that this person is asking is specifically about souls in heaven. Why don't they miss those they loved on earth who might not have made it to heaven, but might actually have been condemned to hell? And even in heaven, would we even know those we've known on earth? Or would we be like tabula rasa, all this blank slate, wipe clean and start all over again and kind of meet new friends in heaven and not even realize whether we knew them on earth in the previous life? Well, that's not what Ecclesiastes means. We still have memories. I guess the hardest thing for people to fathom is, how is it possible that I could have a father or a mother, or even the hardest of all, a child here on earth, and still be perfectly happy in heaven, even if my mother, my father, my child, my friend didn't make it and they went to hell? How can I be happy knowing they're not here and they never will be here? They must have gone to hell. Is it that we've just forgot about them entirely? They've gone completely out of all our memory, all trace of our memories of them? No. Remember the last judgment, the general judgment. We're all going to be summoned there at the general judgment. So, at the particular judgment, we're going to find out what our fate is. But at the last judgment, the general judgment, every single human soul is going to appear, and the angels too. And we are going to witness the judgment of all mankind, and possibly the angels as well. And yes, our loved ones will be there, and we will know them. Sad to say, we will probably witness the condemnation of those we've loved, those we've known on earth. But when they are risen at the general resurrection at the end of the world, those who are in the state of grace will be risen with glorified bodies, and those who are in the state of mortal sin will be risen in the forms of monsters, hideous monsters, because their deformed bodies are going to manifest their sins, going to manifest their vices, and they're going to be absolutely grotesque, unlike anything we've ever seen. Grotesque. That will be quite a rude awakening, I imagine, for many people, especially if you're one of those with their rather unpleasant appearance. But certainly to witness those we've known in life risen in this condition, and we will see them banished to hell, even as we are, well, hopefully welcomed into heaven. So it's not as though we forget them, but our perspective has changed dramatically. So much so that we don't miss them. We do not grieve them. And the reason why we will not grieve the souls that have gone to hell, we'll see how they rise, we'll see their bodies fashioned, their souls reunited with these terribly disfigured bodies. We will see them plunging into hell, and we will not miss them, and we will not grieve them. That's a fact. We will know, because of the general judgment, we will know with absolute certitude and clarity God's justice in judging them as he did. We will know that God was absolutely fair and just in his judgment of them. Not only that, we will also know that God was perfectly merciful in sending them to hell. We will know that. We can't really kind of fathom that idea now. But at the end of the world, at the general judgment, we will know for a fact, with absolute conviction, that God was not only perfectly just, but perfectly merciful in sending them to hell. We'll understand that hell is a terrible punishment, true, but a worthy punishment. And it's not the worst punishment possible. That God, in punishing the souls in hell, is not punishing them with anything that is inconceivable. If God were to punish sin with the punishment it deserved, that it would have an infinite punishment. And the powers of hell, as terrible as they are not infinite punishment. They are not commensurate to the crime committed. No one in hell is suffering what they really deserve to suffer because of the rejection of God and his love. And they know it too, as well as the souls in heaven. They understand this. But what will enable us most of all to overcome all of that attachment there is seeing God for who he is. infinite love, and infinite goodness, and infinite perfection. And when we see God for who he is, we will understand that he really does deserve all of our love. Love that we can't even give him, infinite love. He is worthy of all the love we can possibly give. So even our closest friend and most intimate consort here on earth, or our spouse, that love will so pale in comparison to the love that we will see in God, God's love for us and our love for him, that it will seem like any love we have here on earth is the most superficial thing and has so little power, little value to it. Even the love that people have that by nature is so powerful. The love of a mother for a child is like the quintessential love here on earth. But even that love will seem as nothing compared to the love that God has for us and the love that we in heaven will have for him. Everything else will just fade away in comparison to that. It is so beautiful. Can't imagine that here on earth. But then that's why the reward of heaven is so much greater than the punishment of hell. The reward of heaven is a supernatural reward. The punishment of hell is not a supernatural punishment. We can imagine it and we can fear it. But the glory of heaven, the beauty and the love of heaven is something that is absolutely beyond the power of human imagination. And only there will we really comprehend the length, the height, the depth, and so on that St. Paul talks about in Ephesians of the love of God. And therefore, really put in perspective, finally, all of this that we talk about here on earth, including the natural love we have for each other, as grand as it may seem and as perpetual as it may seem, we will see what real love is when we see the love of God.